You had your time, but it isn't now. Locker rooms talking, I need you to zip it now.
Yeah. Hit that button, Mitch. Get it going. Do your thing.
You know what I realized in the last little while? I never wear white. That's how hot it is. I went from the black, which is much more slimming,
Yeah.
to the white.
Let me ask you a question. Is that a legitimate white shirt, or is it one of those just like white shirt undershirts? Like, you know how you can get the wife beaters, like pack of threes, and then there's like the V-neck bedtime.
That's what this is.
That's what that is. And the reason I say that is those are the best white shirts on the market. Like,
darn right.
Like for if you just want a plain tee at a great price that does its job, why, if there's no branding on it, why go spend the money? You can get a pack of three for $29.99 Canadian.
The fact that here in North America, somebody is willing to spend $30 on a t-shirt of any kind, shame on you. Shame on you. $30 for a t-shirt.
That's
a t-shirt. It's low. Now, if it says RLRT on it, if it says our initials on it, or it's a hoodie, which by the way is coming up really soon. Yeah, spend the $30. Don't be cheap. But just a white tee like this, come on, let's get crazy here. Hey, listen, it's episode 172. We're starting off hot. I got a lot to think about.
Starting off hot, buddy. We are physically hot. And so, roster, you got to come to know a lot of us that are here in Alberta, Canada, Western Canada, I should say, we're legitimately going through a heat wave. I'm schwitzing right now. I'm sweating. Look, I'm perspiring. I had to put Old Spice on my forehead just to start the show, Mitch. I felt it was necessary.
It's so hot right now that it's actually we're actually, the meteorologists say we're under a heat dome, whatever the hell that means. And you know when it's hot is when people go out and mow their lawns at like 9 o'clock at night. I don't know if you get that in the same in your area, but man, people are coming out 8, 9 thinking it's 8, 9 in the morning, but it's not, because it's obviously that hot. They're coming at 8 at night at night, and they're mowing their lawns.
You can't blame them either, Mitch. You can't blame them either, because
I can blame them when I got a baby. I can do whatever the goddamn I want.
Okay, well, do you want the early morning? Do you want trouble?
I don't care what they do in the morning.
Or do you want him to? Nah, you know what? It's the right move. Imagine Kostaki waking up at 6:37. Come on now.
Yeah, well, maybe you got a point. I see where you're coming from. No, but I was just trying to make a point. That's how hot it is. People are mowing their lawns.
It's hot
at night. Yeah. It's good. Real quick, because you liquor shaded me a couple of weeks ago.
I did.
Twice. Now actually. I use my twice. Now I use my Yeti cup, but with my Yeti cup, I finally broke down and did it. I did it.
What'd you get?
I got the proper 12, the Conor McGregor. Now let me tell you something. I saw it and I said, you know what? I got to try it. I mean, outside of buying all the pay-per-views, I got to try the guy's whiskey. I'm going to tell you something.
He should be giving you a whiskey for free for buying the pay-per-views.
Absolutely. This, my friend, very good.
Really?
I was under the impression it might be a little more Scotch oriented, or like that kind of taste. Nope. It's a whiskey, and
is it on the side of Jameson?
Pretty delicious. Just under. I would say Jameson's a little bit more Scotchish. You know what I mean? Like it's got that. This is just under the mark. So whiskey. So it's a good, not bad.
Okay, a proper whiskey.
A proper. Now let me say something. We've talked about this before in various podcasts that we do.
Yeah.
The stereotype. The Greeks, we're hairy. We got great hair. We love to party. The Italians,
what it is.
Great cars, espressos, and
good food.
I'm sure something else. Whatever. The whiskey, the Irish.
Yeah.
It's a nice whiskey. Well done, sir. Well done. And potatoes. They do potato. They do a great potato.
Nobody does a potato like general anesthesia.
Yeah, it's so true. So true. Inside joke there. But real quick, I just want to say the Irish cheese, it's back, baby. That's what's missing right now. The Irish cheese. I just want to let you know.
The world famous. When I think of cheese, I go right to the Irish. You're right.
I'm just saying it's a thing that I want to try to bring back eventually one day when we go through the Maga Malaka.
The Irish cheese.
Now, before we go through the itinerary and all that fun stuff, I got a quick little rant or question I want to ask you. I love your insight, because I feel like maybe I need you to like agree with me because we tend to think a little bit alike. But here's my thing. So the other day, I'm minding my business, right?
You always do, Mitch. You don't
Like, I
look
always
for
do.
it.
I don't look for it. I just mind my business. And I hear this story. And I hear this story and I'm perusing the internet to back of the story. So
Sorry.
Jamie,
So you hear a story and
I
then
hear a
you
story.
peruse. So you
And then I
fact
gotta,
check.
hey, listen, I gotta fact check. This is a legitimate podcast. I gotta make sure I
It's
know what I'm talking about when I bring it up.
Okay.
So I hear the story and I fact check it. Britney Spears, we all know who that is. Well, she has a little sister, Jamie Lynn Spears. All right. Jamie
Right.
Lynn. She was, I think she had like a moment where she was a singer of some kind or whatever the case may be. Great. Okay, cool. Well, Jamie Lynn Spears is married to a guy named Jamie Watson. So both the man and the wife are named Jamie. You know how I am with names. I'm a little weirded out. Now, here's the even weirder part of it. What's Britney Spears' dad's name?
Is it Jamie?
Yeah, it's Jamie.
What's going on over there?
You know how people talk about, some girls,
No wonder she
might have
spiraled
daddy
out of
issues.
control.
Is this not? Now, let me ask you a question. Am I crazy to think that this is weird? Because I do think, is that not a deal breaker? You start dating somebody, you're like, oh my God, look at that guy over there. He's good looking. Right.
Yeah.
Now, granted, there's a lot of names in this world you don't know. And, whatever the case may be, you go up, he comes up. Hey, I saw you staring at me. Oh, hi, I'm Jamie. Oh, that's my name too. At this moment, isn't this a deal breaker? Don't you walk away when you see that the person that you might hook up with is the same name?
I've always said, so my sister's name is Georgia.
Right.
From the onset, that just means that I could never even look at a Georgia. It's weird.
Couldn't agree more. Dude, it's weird.
I meet a Georgia, it's sister complex. Let's be
Same
best friends.
With me.
Let's be best friends.
Yeah,
you meet an Angela. You know what?
Nope. Sorry.
Do you want to come on the podcast?
Do you want to work for us? Whatever we can do.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I got a tough time with that. I got a real tough time.
So I'm not crazy thinking that when they met each other and they said, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
Most people and probably a lot of their friends were like, "That's a little weird." And then on top of it, you're like, "Oh, hi, sir. My name is Jamie." So now, okay, that wasn't the deal breaker. What about the guy now? He got an opportunity. He's probably been with the girl now. He's like, all right, okay, everything's good. Then meets the dad. Hi, I'm Jamie. Come on. You got to walk away at this moment. You couldn't go into, if you guys eloped, I get it. And you didn't meet the dad, I get it. But in this case, I'm assuming you met the dad prior. You met the girl prior. You got two chances to jump out of this and you kept the same name all the way through. It's a little weird.
He kept it. See, you got to go middle name. If you got a middle name, then you got to go nickname. See, you can be the Jamie or you can be the name, but then you got to go nickname. And then it's excusable because look, as Greeks, we've dealt with it. There's really, out of all the guys, there's only 7 names.
Really? Yeah, I agree.
There's 9,000 Dimitris. There's 15,000 Georges, 26,000 Nicks, right? So, what is it? Like you're a Dimitri, you go by Mitch. I just happen to go by Dimitri on the podcast, but everyone knows me by my last name because the other guy's Dimitri. And the other guy's got another nickname. It's
just, I'm going to throw this out to everyone, right? The Greeks, I know you guys think we're biased to the Greeks, which we are, but here's the one little thing where the Greeks are brilliant. What they did is they took the guy version name and made it a little more feminine. Dimitri, Dimitra, Yanis, Joanna, or whatever, like Yanis, Joanna, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just throwing that out there. Just maybe change it up because these similar names, it's a little too much for me. I don't, not that I care. I just think it's weird. Like I'm with you with the sister thing. And then if somebody had the same name as me, as hot as she might be, she's like, yeah, my name is Mitch. Well, guess what? Nice to know you. You look great. I got to go. Like I can't do this.
Yeah. Well done. It's even so far that and actually, I don't know if you knew this or not. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But my brother, and his wife, their second, they named Georgia as well. Okay. And even me, I'm like, no, I couldn't do it. Now it was homage, part homage to my dad, right? Because, girls and then, the George. Yeah. And I'm like, no, can't do it. Why? That's my sister's name. I can't let my sister have dominion over my family. I can't let her have I can't let her have an in. Yeah. It's weird to me. I'm like, you guys went ahead and did it. You actually named your kid after your sister. Like, man, that's creepy, right?
It's a lot of things going on.
Maybe
I
we have
wanted
the
to hear it
problems,
from you.
Mitch.
Maybe we have the problems. Maybe, but it doesn't sound like we do. Dimitri, you know what we do have? We have an itinerary. Tell the people what we got on the show. Tell them where to find us. Tell them all the good stuff.
Let me tell you something. Today on this show, okay, we're not going to talk for an hour and a half, but don't tell me you didn't like it, Roster. Don't tell me you didn't like it. And I want to say one thing, that you liked it so much that, hey, Wyoming, I'm talking to you.
Hey, how you doing, Wyoming?
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the podcast. New state to RLRT. We very much appreciate it. But look, today we're talking NHL because we're in the finals. We're going to talk NBA because we're about to go into the finals. We're talking Euro Cup because we're in the final 16. And then the finale of the show is Rapid Banter and Maga Malaka. But before all that, Mitch, how do you get to all of it? It's very simple. It's at RLRT Podcast when you're following us on Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, search Real Locker Room Talk. You're going to get to the page and the discussion page as well. And RLRT TV is the handle on YouTube. It's our YouTube channel. It's growing steady. We're chipping away at it. So thank you, Roster. But please subscribe to that channel. We're really making a push to want to make something out of that there. And of course, last but not least, the content itself, Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, Real Locker Room Talk, Mitch and Dimitri, live on live, episode 172. Let's get into it, Mitch.
Let's do it. Just
God,
click
that
the
was
button.
the best
It's
one
right
I've done
here.
in weeks.
Yeah, it's a good one. Just click right here. You know how they always do those videos? Just click right here.
No, you know what we need to do? It's like, you know, those guys are like, hey, Roster, liked what you saw? Just click right here and subscribe to our channel and follow for future content.
You should really do this for a living. You know, quit your job. I think this is your calling. I gotta be honest. You're great at it. You're fantastic.
You know what? I'd say the monetary compensation's a little bit better where I'm at.
You know, you never know. You never know. Listen, let's get into it. It's quick pick 6 time. And we said it a couple of seconds ago. There's a heat wave going on. The heat dome here in Alberta. Here we go. Jorts or shorts?
Shorts.
Cold beer or margarita slushy?
Pound for pound, it's always cold beer.
Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah.
Olive oil or SPF 50?
Dimitri circa 20 years ago, straight olive oil. Dimitri today, SPF 60, dare I say. You got to watch the heat, Wudge.
I'm very sensitive. I've noticed myself. Yeah, I'm very sensitive.
It's getting worse.
Speedo or the board shorts? Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I don't need a second option.
Hot sand or hot cement pavement around the pool?
Around the pool?
Yeah, obviously.
Cement.
Really?
Yeah.
Cold pool or cold ocean?
Cold pool or cold ocean?
I mean, they're both cool when you jump in.
You know what? Cold ocean. Cold ocean.
Yeah.
Because it's not the ocean's fault. It's very dependent on the world. But the pool is being controlled. And if it's too cold, hey.
Who's setting the temperature over there?
Hey, Nico, come here.
Hey.
There's no siestas when I'm on holiday.
Turn it up a little.
I come here to siesta.
Last one, bonus question. Sandals or Crocs?
Sandals.
There it is. Quick pick 6. Let's get into it. Speaking of sandals, let's talk about the teams that are down in the NHL. Tampa Bay, if you will. It's the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Montreal Canadiens, representing the North versus, it's the North versus the South. This is exactly what it is.
It really is. Yeah.
It really is. So last we left you, and I mean, if you've been listening to this religiously, like we know you have, you guys know I hate Tampa Bay. I just can't stand these guys. I can't get around it. And it has really nothing to do with the Flame scenario of 2004. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just like they got this cocky thing. But I've always said, if you're going to be cocky and you can back it up, then it's something to be said. So Tampa Bay looking good heading into the Stanley Cup Finals. They are the defending champs. You got to respect it. And ladies and gentlemen, just a few minutes ago, they are now up 2-0 on the Montreal Canadiens, laying 2 smashings, 5-1 in the first game, 3-1 in the second. Dimitri, Montreal heading home finally, because they do play their best hockey in Montreal. Does Montreal have a chance to maybe even the series in Montreal, or what are you thinking heading in to the final 4 games of the series?
So my heart just really wants to say yes. I hope I'm wrong, Mitch. I hope people look back and say, you know what, Dimitri, you were wrong, and eat it, eat it, eat it. And I will. And I'll eat anything that you give me. But I got to think with my head. It's a real outside chance. And so I watched both games. And I'll tell you what bothers me sometimes about when Cinderella stories like this happen. They typically fall flat unless you're Greece 2004 Euro Cup, but we'll get to the Euro. You
Best
can't all
team.
be Greek. You can't all
Cinderella.
be Greek.
Hey, can't lottery.
They achieve so much getting there, and you believe, but it's not enough to seal the deal. They're not going to seal the deal, Mitch. The reality is that the Tampa Bay Lightning, in my opinion, are going to repeat. I'm looking, and when I was watching today's game, mind you, Montreal played a lot better. And it's easy to say now because we know that they just lost, but I never got a sense that Tampa Bay was ever out of it. Okay. And Toronto, yeah, I'm bringing you up. Because you should have been there out of the Canadian teams, and you would have had a better shot. And Canada would have had a better shot if the Toronto Maple Leafs were in the final, Mitch. That's how I feel.
You know what? Listen, as much as I hate admitting this, Montreal, they went on a run, and we love our Cinderella stories, and from NCAA basketball to our NHL to NBA. Even the Phoenix Suns. We'll get to that in a minute too, but not that they're. You'll get the point in a second. The reality is, we all love the Cinderella. Okay. But like all good things, some things have to come to an end, and we have to come to reality. And that's the one thing that's kind of starting to smash us in the face a little bit. As fun as this ride's been with Montreal, I mean, think about it. They were down 3-1 to Toronto. All right. Montreal comes straight back, wins that series 4-3, sweep the Jets, and then on top of it, then go and smash Vegas 4-2, really. And now what's happening? They're taking on a team that right now, I just checked up. Well, if you saw me clicking away, that's what it was. The top 5 scorers in this NHL's 2021 playoffs: Kucherov, Point, Stamkos, Kilron, and Hedman. The top 5 scorers in this current NHL playoff are all from the same team. This team can score. This team can grind. This team can goaltend. This team's got a coach that's a defending champ. They're just too good. Let's just call it is. I know a lot of people are like, it's the jinx. Mitch is putting I wish that was the case, guys.
Yeah.
The reality is the jinx doesn't work for a team this good.
Mitch,
they're too sorry,
good,
Dimitri.
Yeah.
Real quick. When I see the final score tonight, 3-1, and I see who scored, Palat, Cirelli, and Coleman. When you got these 3 guys, let's just, a defenseman and a couple of grind guys, and they win 3-1. Yeah, Montreal might have outplayed them tonight. Doesn't matter. This Palat, Cirelli, Coleman is basically the Montreal team, but they don't have Kucherov. They don't have a Hedman. They don't have the superstars. Okay. No. And that's really the defense. Like, as much as I hate to admit that you can win without a superstar, the reality is when you have this kind of superstars like the Kucherovs that are okay with not be like it's not his fault that he's that good. He doesn't want to be that good. He just is. Stamkos, like when Stamkos is at 18 points and he's the 3rd leading scorer, and Point at 23, who's just ripping it up right now. It's and Point's getting paid $5 million a year, by the way. Let me just throw that out there. By the way, from Calgary. This is what I'm talking about. These are the guys that are just excelling in the playoffs. They know what they're doing. Tampa Bay, ladies and gentlemen, might actually sweep and win the Stanley Cup in Montreal.
I hate to say it, but guilty until proven innocent on this one, Mitch. We got to remember, Tampa Bay won the Stanley Cup last year without Stamkos, and now they have pretty much the same team with him.
Yeah. So true.
It's a powerhouse of a team. I hope, like I said, as a Canadian, I hope I'm wrong. But here's the other thing that I noticed. Montreal plays Toronto in the first round. Okay. Turned on the Jets, picked it up, rivalry type of series. They know each other. And even though they lost the season series to the Maple Leafs, they were able to pull out the win, and it was exciting. Then they get to the Winnipeg Jets, which overachieved for a round, right? Again, really had Edmonton and Toronto, let's be honest, just should have been the who deciding to represent the Canadians, but it was the other two, right? Like how typical of Canada. We're just late. We're just late to every party. So anyways, Montreal comes, and then you get to Vegas, where Vegas and Tampa Bay are very similar team. I would say Tampa Bay has higher skill, both great players, but when you get into the Kucherovs and the stand, like the really high skilled players and Hedmans, that's where Tampa Bay has the edge on a lot of really on every other team that's in it right now, or that was in that Final Four. But the way Montreal played against Vegas was, we don't sweat you. We don't fear you. We don't care if you obliterate us a game. We don't care, right? And then you saw the Islanders doing it on the other side, like no fear. We don't care who you are. But what I'm looking at the Montreal Canadiens is nervous. They're playing nervous. It's so Montreal, you're going to lose. You're not the team to win. But if you ever wanted to have a chance, stop pretending to be something that you're not. And that is a full functioning, high caliber NHL team. It's kind of like a brawler versus the boxer. If the brawler decides to learn how to box to outbox the boxer, you're going to lose. So guess what? Just start throwing Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, right? Don't learn
just
to just get out there and do what you got to do, because that's how that's Montreal's problem. And it's hard to watch because they're going to get, oh man, in Montreal, they'll be all over these people. Cinderella run could happen, but the Montreal fans are going to crucify the Canadians if they get swept out of this.
And that's the whole thing. All this might go for nothing. Like, that's a sad part, because those Montreal fans are vicious. They can be very vicious. I was just looking at the stats a second ago, and we're not the biggest stats guy because my dad's not here. But in all honesty, the top leading scorer for Montreal, he's in 10th place. It's Tyler Toffoli. Like, that's how big it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Tampa Bay. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is Toffoli, the leading scorer for Montreal, who happens to be in the top 10 at number 10. So then you look at the goaltending. You'll say to yourself, Carey Price, well, he might be the X factor. Yeah, he is. He's number 2 in goaltending right now. But guess who's ahead of him? It's Mr. Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
This dude, this team is top to bottom, just too good. I can't handle it, Dimitri. Now, with that being said, let me segue into this. The big asterisks last year, Tampa Bay wins the Stanley Cup in Edmonton because of the COVID, the bubble, all this. So you might want to put an asterisk next to that just because of the scenario. Fine, whatever. You do, you don't, I don't care. Well, this year, another asterisk might be put next to their 2-time Stanley Cup championship run. And that's with the salary cap. Everyone's been talking about it. Technically, Tampa Bay is $18 million over the cap. Do you think that plays a role in this or not?
So from my understanding, Mitch, they're 18 million over the cap because they were injured and then those players come back, right?
That's correct. Yeah. Okay. There's like this loophole. Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Is it legal?
Yeah, no, it's full legal. Everything they've done, literally they've done by the book. As much as, trust me, I looked everywhere. I looked under a rock, I looked at this, everything. I tried everything. But no, they look this isn't
look, it's not like they're the Houston Astros deliberately cheating. It's just, if you're allowed to do it, you're allowed to do it.
No,
like, this is,
to do it, yeah.
if it's just like a tax loophole that hope we don't find it, but if you do, keep it to yourself type deal. I don't know. You can't fault them for it. But see, you know what? We're opening up a can of worms, because this is the one thing that I can't stand about the NHL and what they've done. So years ago, when they did the CBA and they wanted cap space. I'll never forget back then the highest you could be paid was 7 million, not prorated, not structured, not nothing. You want your top guy who's 7 million. And what they said is every year or whenever the cap space goes up, at that point they might prorate what the annual salary will be. Then the NHL and the players, and I remember talking about this back then. I go, they're just gonna go through the same shit because I remember Kovalchuk in New Jersey started. Do you remember when they did the loophole and they gave him the $10 million contract?
Oh yeah, right,
Jersey tried to do it way back then, and then they tried to fight it. And then the year after, Pronger did one with Philadelphia where they only paid him $2 million the first year, but they bulked it up. So NHL, you allowed all of this to go on. So yeah, does it suck? Maybe for some teams. I don't know who's complaining about it, Mitch. You'll tell me. But you're creating the bubble. This is like the mortgage crisis that happened in the States. If you don't check the rules, it's gonna blow up in your face. Sorry, not sorry. So don't get mad at the guys that were shorting the stock market.
Well, this is the funny part. The two teams that in 2016 voted against this rule, this loophole of saying, well, when a player gets hurt, they should they should be still added to the cap, is Tampa Bay and St. Louis were the two teams that said, no, we should really plug this hole. Every other team said, no, just leave it the way it is. And now it's coming back and it's biting them all. That's why as much as I want to cut them down, I'm like, no, you know what? They actually, weirdly enough, maybe they have a crystal ball. Maybe they can see into the future.
So basically,
they saw an opportunity.
Basically, the NHL is like the Greek community.
The NHL is like the Greek community.
Yeah, exactly. Two guys that warned you, and then
exactly, and they'll keep telling you about it. And the best is, I hope Stamkos. And you know what? With that being said, let me go back. It's everyone's favorite debate. Touch the trophy, don't touch the trophy. If you saw when Montreal won, and basically, I don't know which one they won, the Whales or the other one, but bottom line, that team, the Montreal Canadiens, did not touch the trophy. They did the team photo around it. They left. The minute Tampa Bay won, Killorn, which is one of the, he's not an A, but he must be a well-respected guy on the team. They love him, and he is ripping it up right now. And he's number 4, by the way, in the NHL scoring. He came up with the captains in the A's to talk to Bettman or Daly. I guess Daly's the guy that does it. And they went around the cup, and he touched it right away. And then the whole team started touching it. So the big debate on Instagram and the Facebooks were touch, don't touch. I was going to make a big joke about it. I don't know. I mean, bottom line, It looks like touching it's a good thing.
Careful.
Who said touching wasn't nice? But it's kind of, I'm kind of glad this debate's over, because for years they weren't touching it. Everyone's like, oh, you
well, look,
if you just touches the Stanley Cup.
If you just graze the tip of the cup.
What's wrong with just touching?
It doesn't really count.
Yeah,
it doesn't
like
count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Right?
You know what? As I'll never forget, like, as a Penguins fan, the first year, outside the Lemieux era, but it was the Crosby era. So the first year they played the Detroit Red Wings, they didn't touch the cup. They lost. The year after, they said, you know what, screw it. Like, we're not going to go through this again. So they touched it and they ended up winning, and same thing. And so I wonder if there is I would argue that if someone could actually study the psychology behind it, does not touching the conference trophy actually hinder you in some weird way, or maybe put more pressure on you to achieve the Stanley Cup than just touching and saying, yeah, whatever, it's just another trophy. I don't know, Mitch. I don't know.
Yeah, well, without being a doctor, let's look at it real quick. But here's the easy stats. For years, neither team touched it. So one team had to have won it, right? So finally, I like that. That's why I'm talking about it, because I like the fact that one of the teams touched it. I hate the fact that it's Tampa Bay, but the fact is they said, let's touch it. Yeah. You know what it comes down to, Dimitri? It's all hockey is that great tradition. They love their history. They love their inside rules. So when they touched it, I like the fact that they touched it. They said, guys, these are all just little hoaxes. If we end up losing it, let's say they turn around, they lose 4 straight to Montreal. Let's go worst case or worst case scenario, whatever. Okay, whatever. Then next year, you know what you're going to see? A whole bunch of teams not touching it. Well, Tampa Bay wins this year. Let's say they win 4 straight. Watch, every team's going to start touching it. So it really comes down to which side do you want to be on, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you want to do?
I say touch the trophy. In my opinion,
Yeah, why
touch the
not,
trophy.
man?
You
I
earned it.
agree.
You know, you
Who
totally
doesn't
earned
like
it.
touching things? I love touching things. My son touches everything. I want to touch things. I'm just not allowed because I'm 40 and it's illegal now. I get touching it.
Well, it's funny because, you know, it's a little crazy to think that a team and or a particular player will attribute a loss in a finals back to touching or not touching a trophy, but not attributing it in any way to playing horrible in the final.
Exactly. A little weird, right? Well, there you go.
I didn't touch a trophy. That's why I lost the stride.
Well, one last thing I wanted to talk about in the NHL before we move on. Speaking of trophies, the NHL hardware was given out yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's go through some of the winners, my friend, really quickly. The winner and obvious winner of both the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy was, and by the way, unanimous. Only the second player in NHL history to be unanimous, is Mr. Connor McDavid. The other guy, little guy named Wayne Gretzky. Anywho's, that was the obvious ones. And then I won't lie to you, I wasn't paying attention to the awards, but let me give you some. And I'm a little debunked. I'm a little thrown sideways on some of these. I want to see if you agree with me.
Sure.
The rookie of the year, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't mind this one. It was Kirill Kaprizov out of the Minnesota Wild. The guy was kind of hot.
I think we both picked him,
flashy.
actually.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. He was a good player. We liked him. We move over to the Selke. Now, this award should really be changed to the Marc Bergeron Trophy. And even though he's still playing, they really should change it even while he's playing. He didn't win it this year. It was Mr. Barkov out of the Florida Panthers winning it. You know what? He's a good player. He's a Maga. And he's probably the new heir to the Bergeron as we go forward. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that one. But here are the ones that threw me off. All right, let's start with the Norris, my friend. Adam Fox wins the Norris Trophy out of the New York Rangers. Granted, young, flashy guy, had a good season, but beating out Victor Hedman, who's about to win the cup, and Cale Makar, I was a little surprised on this one. Thoughts on this one?
It's a tough one against Hedman, right? Because, do you have to penalize a player for being on an exceptional team, right? It's kind of like how I feel when Drew Doughty kind of was getting dodged for a very long time, with that LA Kings team that he was on. I personally, for me, I think Hedman was the one that should have won the Norris Trophy. However, I can see this one because he did have a great year, Mitch. I mean, it's not like it was, the spread was that much. But boy, is there a local team of ours that is just kicking themselves in the butt for getting rid of another St. Louis, if you will. Calgary Flames.
This is what I kind of feel real quick.
Brett
this is what I feel bad a little
We gave up on Brodeur, St. Louis, and actually, you know what, Brett Hall, forget it. We got Doug Gilmour. We love the Gilmour. Gilmour won a cup over here, but man, have we just we're
and Cale Makar is from Calgary. Not that we had a chance to get him, but I just find that's kind of just throw a little salt on the
idea. No,
you got to pitch. You'd be
like,
who's not pitching? Who's not pitching?
Colorado. What are you talking about? We're legalizing marijuana up here too. You'll
with the Canadian.
Hey, I'll come pick you up. I'll pick you up and drive you to the games.
I'm over here now. Okay, I'm done. Now, if that one didn't throw you for a loop, this one's got to. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Vezina Trophy winner is not Vasilevsky from the Tampa Bay Lightning. That, in my opinion, as much as I hate him, it was a shoo-in. It wasn't Grubauer that Dimitri picked and thought, and even though Johnny Hockey made fun of him, and hey, I won't forget what Johnny did to you. Don't you ever forget that.
Give me a piece of that, Johnny. Give me
it's the guy that Dimitri and his favorite team gave away, but kind of had he had a great season, but he was like playing half the games. Marc-Andre Fleury wins the Vezina. Dimitri, thoughts on the Vezina going to the Flower?
To be honest with you, I do think he played the best.
Really?
Yeah. This doesn't surprise
I have
me.
to disagree.
I think he did, because you know what? Vasilevsky is playing really good right now. I mean, Vasilevsky played good all year. I get it, but I don't know. He wasn't the showstopper, right? That's for you, South Carolina, Georgia, by the way,
You
just so
like
you
that
know.
one? That was good.
By the way, Tamara had to go to her old school to pick up her laptop and whatever because she's moving schools. Guess who she runs into? Super fan Ryan.
Super fan. How's he doing?
He says hi, Mitch. He says hi. That's all I need to say.
Thanks.
Specifically.
Hey, super fan. What's up, man?
No, I'm not surprised. I think he played well. Grabauer tapered off. I was right then, maybe wrong now, but doesn't matter. Johnny, I'll still meet you at the bike racks.
I say fight him.
I'll fight him.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't afraid.
No, nor should you be, my friend.
I'm not afraid.
You know why? Because you got me in the background. I'm right there. I'm right there.
Get him, Mitch. Get him.
Two 40-year-olds fighting a teenager. It's fair.
I didn't pick the fight.
Hey, he picked. You know what? Truthfully, he coaxed you. He was
coaxed
luring
me.
you.
I just accepted the invitation. Not my fault.
Well, real quick, I mean, how many times do we have to hear the guys that stand on the sleazy back wall before we say, hey, enough with the sleazy back wall? You know what? You're on our podcast. By the way, should we change the RLRT, the sleazy back wall?
Sleazy back up. We probably should. But
We
Johnny
really should.
Hockey, mark my words. You get a pass. It's fine. I get it. We'll talk. But the moment you turn 18, your birthday bumps won't be what what you think they are. Because myself and Mitch, and I don't care who knows it.
Yeah.
I'm taking a piece.
It's time to get initiated. It's time for initiation. That's right.
Yeah, Johnny Hockey,
right.
we're going to be asking him for a job. He's like, guys, I started my own podcast. It's done like 20 times better than yours. You should come work for me. And we
We're
will.
like, sure. What time? Where do you need us?
What do you
We're
need?
with you.
What do
Anytime.
you need?
Exactly. From there, let's jump over to the NBA really quickly. Let's start in the East. Listen, man, the Milwaukee Bucks, they got basically a gift. They thought they got a gift. Okay. So they go out, they knock out. It's just so funny. They knock out the Nets and they're like, okay, game 7. Durant's big foot. Hey, it's not our fault. His foot's that big. He thought he got a 3. He got the 2. We beat him in overtime. We're off. We're taking on Atlanta. Wait a minute. These guys weren't even supposed to be here. We're taking on Philadelphia. Game 1. Atlanta says, oh, you guys think we're nothing. We haven't shown you guys enough. Boom. They smash him in the mouth. Then Milwaukee says, hey, back up. Smash them by 40 in game 2. They tied the series. Then they go up 2-1. In game number 3, game number 4, game number 3. You got Giannis now, third quarter. He goes down in a game where the game was tight, and Giannis goes up for kind of a alley-oop or to catch a pass, and he hyperextends his foot. The word on the street right now is still not out there. We don't know the extent of the injury. Once he goes down, though, Atlanta starts lighting it up without Trae Young, which is weird. Bogdanović goes offside along with his teammates. Series tied at 2. Dimitri, is Milwaukee going to win this series? Let's assume that Giannis is out for the rest of the series at least. Trae Young was only going to probably be gone for 1. He'll probably be back for 2. Are you worried about the Milwaukee Bucks making the run to the NBA championship?
They can't do it without Giannis.
You don't think so?
And no, they can't do it without Giannis. Not consistently. They need him. Atlanta, yes. Trae Young's a beast. We get it. But again, this is a Montreal Canadiens type team. Everyone believes and everyone's kind of playing, right? So what worries me is that with no Trae Young and Giannis going out partway through the game, if the teammates, let's call it what it is, if 1B can't beat 1B on that side of the court, Mitch, that's a real, not just a problem, that's a really big problem. Now, man, I don't know the extent of the injury, Mitch, but here's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Now you're the Milwaukee Bucks. You know you need Giannis. The whole league knows you need Giannis in order to activate your other players on that team. Is he fit to come back? Because now this is the real question in Milwaukee. He's either just going to be okay and he's good to come back and it was just a tweak and maybe he comes next game or he misses one game, but the advantage they're tied 2-2, or he's actually not okay. And like we've both said on this podcast, it's Milwaukee's time right now. It's a make or break opportunity unless they really stack the card and stack that lineup in the years to come. So Milwaukee, are you willing, now that you just gave the biggest contract ever to the 2-time MVP, to rush him back? And now we're talking what's going to happen in his career. Mitch, that's what I'm worried about, more so whether or not the Bucks can win or not. There's a big decision to be made in Milwaukee.
Well, so there's a guy, an NBA analyst. He used to play in the NBA, Oklahoma Thunder, amongst other teams. Kendrick Perkins. He's come out over the last little while. So when Milwaukee was playing the Brooklyn Nets last series, Chris Middleton went off in one of the quarters, fourth quarter specifically.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting like 34 points. Giannis got 33. And this guy went up to Twitter and he basically called out and said, hey, for all those people that haven't heard me say it, Middleton is the Batman and Giannis is the Robin. All right. Last game where they won two, but here, hold on, watch this. Where as much as and then just the other game again, game 2, where Milwaukee had to come back and kind of win again. Middleton did the same thing again, and he came back with the same tweet and said, I told you guys, look at what Middleton's doing. Now, here's the thing. As much as I don't want to agree with him, this is what's going to happen. I think this is what's going to happen. That injury to Giannis looked pretty bad. He's going to be out for at least a couple of games for sure. So it is up to what you made a really good point. It's, call it the 1B Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis, right? They're starting line versus the 1A, 1B, and 1A is about to come out. Trae Young will come back. He'll be back for this series before Giannis comes back. I guarantee it. It's up to If Middleton is able to pull this off with Holiday as the 2 of the 3, the trifecta, as you will, then buddy, I might actually have to agree of this Batman Robin thing. As much as it kills me to say, as much as I love my Giannis and he's a 2-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year and all that, dude, what the one thing you have to agree with, as much we have to be biased here, we have to be down the middle. Giannis in the playoffs, I don't know what's up with him. Yeah, he's scoring 34, but at the free throw line, they're called free throws. He's taking 20 seconds, like literally 15 to 20 seconds. He's airballing a lot of his passes. And as dominant as he is in the paint, you can't count on him to make the outside shots, right? Like that's not his game, never has been.
No.
Does Milwaukee obviously have a better chance with him in the lineup? Of course they do. But if Middleton somehow pulls this off with Holiday, dude, this might be the change of guard to some degree. And maybe Giannis will like better. I'm just saying. I'm just
it's too quick. It's too quick. Look, we've seen this before. I'm not I'm not saying Giannis is a Michael Jordan, but it's the same argument that when people said Jordan's nothing without Pippen.
Agreed.
Pippen,
but what did I just say?
arguably is a better. Pippin's arguably a better player. Blah,
the true Batman of it. Well, we'll see. We'll find out. Just mark my words. And I'm not trying to agree with this guy. I was totally against him. But if Middleton pulls this off,
to say now, Mitch. It's easy to say now. And this is where he's wrong. Middleton's stepped up a handful of times when they've needed him to. Every other game outside of that, they've relied on Giannis to do everything.
Of course.
Okay.
There's nothing look, man.
But that's his job. So you know what? No, I hate that stuff. It's almost like everyone's on the fight to, I called it. See, I picked the diamond out of the rough.
So upset?
Because it's stupid. That's why, Mitch.
Yeah, why are you getting so mad?
I
can see the vein on your head right here from right now.
It's that V vein. I got that V vein right here. I'm like,
listen, you know what V stands for? Victory. And you know who just won and booked their ticket to the NBA championship? The Phoenix Suns. The team that nobody gave any respect to all year. They ended up being second in the West, the toughest division in basketball for sure, way better than the East. These guys have been consistent. They're ripping it up. Chris Paul was even gone for the first 2 games of the series. And then Chris Paul said, hey, guys, why don't you guys sit down? I'll take it tonight. Chris Paul, 41 points, man, to put the exclamation on the Phoenix Suns. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Phoenix Suns waiting for the winner of the Bucks Atlanta series. They're going to get healthy. They're going to feel good. And man, dare I say it, the Phoenix Suns are on the brink of being the NBA. I don't want to jinx them. I'm just going to say this is looking good for Chris Paul.
The Phoenix Suns are on fire, Mitch?
They're as hot as the sun.
It's a bright day in Phoenix.
They sure have a bright outlook.
Whether or not you agree, but I forecast that their future looks bright.
All right, from there, you know what? Why talk about it? Hey, Kawhi, all that load management, look what it did to you. Maybe work a little bit. Maybe stop sitting around all the time. Maybe you could have been there for your team. You lost it for your team. I'm just going to say it. Yeah, I said it. Should have stayed in Toronto. Would have been probably 2-time, dare I say, 3-time champion by now. Just going to throw that out there.
Kawhi, more like cry.
From there, let's go to the Euro, where there was a lot of countries crying this past weekend. The 16 were playing. Let's run through them real quick, and then we'll give you the Elite 8. Dimitri, here we go. Let's start with a little Denmark versus the Wales. Look, everyone thought the cardiac kids were dead. They got revived. Wales was heavy favorite in this game, but Denmark said, 4-0 against the Wales. Were you surprised in that outcome?
What did I tell you last week, Mitch? What did I tell you? Everyone remembers the Cinderella one that Wales did. They got Gareth Bale, blah, blah. No, I am surprised that they killed them 4-0. That I'm surprised about. But in terms of winning, not surprised at all.
You said they killed them. You see, you're using a lot of words that you shouldn't use. I mean, the guy was.
Well, you just called them the cardiac kids.
From there, let's go to my 2 favorite countries. I told you once, I'll tell you again. Circa 2001, I was torn. I didn't know what to do, so I let them play it out. I said, hey, one of you two will win me over. It's Netherlands versus the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic said, hey, how you doing? 2-0. It's over. Thoughts on that game?
Like, Netherlands, you're down a goal. I get it. Then you go get the red card. That stings. That one stings. You know what, Netherlands? You're just the San Jose Sharks of hockey, or of soccer.
So
you can have all the talent and promise in the world, but you're never going to win one. So my advice, hey, all you Dutch faithful, if you guys, you 15, 16-year-olds, apply for German citizenship. I know it's sacrilege. You're right next door. Just do it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say, Mitch.
Here's my thoughts. Name of the podcast, The Netherlands Sharks.
The Netherlands Sharks.
From there, let's go over to, I don't know, a great team from the Ukraine playing a great team from Sweden. Final score, Ukraine 2, Sweden 1. Dimitri, probably one of the best games of the week.
You know, that red card from Sweden really I knew at that point it was going to be over. This actually looked like what it would look like if you assembled the team of your friends and then I assembled the team of my friends, and it actually meant something and someone had to win.
Right.
That was this game.
You know what? And they did it in the final minutes, like in the overtime. You know what I love about soccer is you hit you're playing, like there's extra time, but there's time in the overtime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the extra time of overtime, and that's when they score. That's big. That's
like our quick pick 6. There's like a bonus after the 6.
It's the bonus after the 6. Yeah, bravo, exactly. From there, let's jump over to, hey, how you doing? It's Italy. For the last 3 games, 3-0, 3-0. We're playing Austria, no problem.
What do 3-0?
It's 2-1. Italy wins the Azzurri. Hey, how you doing? We're moving on to the next round. Oh! Hey, Giuseppe.
Oh,
we beat Austria.
Yeah, we beat everyone 3-0. Austria.
These guys are here.
No problem.
Where they are?
Schwarzenegger doesn't play the soccer.
They over by the mountain. Yeah, you go that side, I go this
We
side.
beat them too.
You got a
That
couple
guy.
holders? I got a couple holders.
Forget about it.
From there, you know what?
Um,
Hey, UEFA, I
hey.
got this idea. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Italy is lucky to have a game like that with that team and get through, because what have we been preaching on the podcast, Mitch? All jokes aside, we've been preaching that they were in a group that they should have won. They dominated that group, but the competition wasn't that fierce. Okay, let's call it what it is. And if you run into a monster team, how are you going to react? Well, they had trouble with Austria. This should have been really another 3-0 game. We said, oh, perfect matchup for a team like that just to kind of build confidence. But what the best thing that happened to Italy was you don't take anyone lightly, because they were one goal away. It all happened in extra time. There was no, there was no, oh, we got him where we got him. It was, damn, whoever scores now.
Can I just say something about Team Italy, the Azzurri? They all look like they're clones of each other. They all look the exact same, same haircut, same tattoos. They're clones. Just saying that. Good looking guys too, by the way.
Great looking guys. Best looking team.
Yeah, sure. From there, let's go over to the team that I picked, Belgium. Taking on Portugal, 2016 defending champions. Belgium wins 1-0. Thoughts on that game?
You know what, Roster? If you missed that game, it's worth even going back and watching the replay. That was a fantastic game. Belgium's goal, the only goal of the game, was amazing. What a strike. But Portugal turned it on in the last 20, 25 minutes, Mitch. And I said, this is why they're the defending team. They just woke up a little too late. They just woke up a little too late to the party. But I was disappointed in Belgium. Now, mind you, I know Portugal's a good team, right? And I just gave them the praise, but I was disappointed that Belgium played so much defense to protect the lead and hold on, when they could have very well I truly believe they could have just gone back and taken the game over again, but they decided to kind of hold on. Now, I don't know if that's jitters or inexperience. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Mitch. I don't know.
You know what that was? It was Ronaldo.
It was Ronaldo.
Just not doing enough.
It's a factor.
He's got to do it everything. He drank Pepsi instead of Coke. That was a big thing. In the highest scoring game of soccer, ever, it's Spain versus Croatia. Spain winning 5-3. This game was actually kind of like NBA. Like, it was like, Spain was up early, Croatia came back and tied it, and then they put 2 goals in overtime. It was a fun game to watch, I'll be honest, and that's the way soccer should be played. 5-3 final, Spain. Thoughts on the game?
Yeah, that was a great game. That was a fun game to watch. It was fun. It was just a fun game to watch. Not surprised. I think Spain is just a little more organized. Spain has kind of the England complex, why they're going to do well and continue to do well, because now, mind you, Spain had a dynasty team where they won a World Cup Euro, but within that, it was, now the Spanish team is not as big time as it was 8-10 years ago. So there's a lot of pressure off, same kind of what's happening with England, which we'll get to. So actually Spain, to me, like Spain, Italy, and England were the 3 most kind of second tier dangerous teams that you have to watch out for, because they don't have the pressure to live up to be the best. Yeah, maybe they do by their own fans. They'll always have that pedigree, but from the conventional fan just watching, it's like, no. So they're dangerous. Croatia, good team, but they're not the second place World Cup team. They're just not.
Be honest. Hey, how happy were you?
Let me tell you something.
There
was a lot of Aki and
finish your
Chivapi on
rant, so
that
I'm
loss.
I just wanted to ask you one question. All right. From there, let's go to the team that's been waiting 55 years to beat another team. Who? It's England, beating in a competitive competition in a tournament play. England has been waiting 55 years. I can't elude that against Germany. They beat them 2-0. the biggest part of this game, I don't care what anybody says, the fans won this game 2-0. Thoughts on the Italy game?
Not surprised. Same thing. Young, talented team. No pressure with big name players. Always pressure from your own country. You're always going to have that, but they're not the starting 11's just playing, right? With no predisposition of where they are on the international stage, on their club teams and whatnot. So I'm not. Look, this game could have gone either way. I'm not going to be that.
Oh, I agree.
You know, I told you so. Like, they beat Germany. Okay, Germany could have won 2-0, but I'm just not surprised that England has the caliber to beat every single team in this Euro Cup.
I'll say this: England, just know you were lucky. Germany did have some fantastic opportunities early. They just didn't calculate. They didn't go in. I hope you guys didn't blow your load early. I will say this. It was funny. I was watching the game and the fans were going rampant, and the way they were acting after they won. Kat goes to me. My wife goes, "Oh, they won the championship." I'm like, "No, they're off to the elite." Like, the way they acted, man, if they actually end up winning this whole thing, they're going to burn down the city. The country will burn down, not the city. The whole country will burn down. Done. From there, we go to the country that will not be burning anything down. It was the number 1 seed, France, that said, "Hey, we're up 3-1. We'll just sit back and drink some Bordeaux." Switzerland said, "You know what? We got other ideas." Late in the game, they tie it. Dimitri, they go to overtime, and then it goes to everyone's favorite. It goes to the kicks. What happened?
I'll tell you what happened. France blew it. Completely and utterly blew the game from top to bottom, whichever way, sideways, downwards, or whatever you want. And you know what? The sad thing is if you're a French fan, I hope you're not blaming Mbappe for missing the penalty kick, because that's not why you lost. You're playing like Switzerland's just one of those teams that every year they always just kind of have a team that can compete. Okay. And this Switzerland squad has a lot of young players that are in the starting 11, but a lot of experienced players that have been in the starting 11 where they've competed with these high caliber teams and seen success. So this is not a team that doesn't believe it can beat anybody. But when you're up 3-1, and you're the world number one, I guess technically Belgium is, but you're the defending World Cup champions. And you're up 2 goals with 12 minutes left in the game, and you can't close it out. That's your problem. You got greedy. You let them get through, and to the point where they even scored the tying goal where it was called offside, right call, but Switzerland just went back and did it again.
Yeah, it's true.
How are you letting that happen? How do you give that up? Shame on you, France. And so, you know, the guy feels sorry. Like, I'll tell you, when it comes to penalty kicks, don't blame Mbappe for missing the kick where the goalie saved it. You blame France's goalie Loris, who got a hand on a ball and couldn't save it. That's the guy you blame if you're going to blame anyone in the penalty kicks. Brutal.
It shouldn't have never went to the kicks. France, you guys got lazy. You guys saw it was the heat dome was going on. Maybe it's hot over in France. They got a little tired. They got a little
and the crossbar at the end, the very last play, where the guy volleyed it down. That would have been probably would have been the top tournament goal. That's the difference maker. But you don't leave it up to chance.
That's right. No,
Mitch, I couldn't understand it even at 3-2.
Yeah.
How are you allowing through balls to split your D and give a guy a run one-on-one with the defender? What's France doing?
It's just like I said, a little wine. They got a little excited. They thought they had won. They celebrated before they celebrated. That's the thing. All right. So this leaves us to the Elite Eight. Really quickly, just go through them for me. Who do you think is going to win? Swiss, Spain, go.
Spain.
Belgium, Italy. By the way, UEFA, what are you guys setting this up for? What is this? Let this be a semifinal/final. What the hell is this? I'm gonna fire whoever was this. Anyways, sorry. Belgium, Italy, go.
Italy.
Really? Ukraine, England.
England.
Czech Republic or Denmark.
Denmark.
Like your Denmark, like Italy, I'm going with the Swiss, and I'm going with the Belgium. Going with my team that I took because I got them in the finals. All right.
I think Belgium's by far a better team, but yeah, Italy will squeak it out, Mitch. 2-1.
You know
2-1.
Hey,
Put the
like I
money
said,
on 2-1.
a team made of like clones. You can't go against it. I'm kind of cheering for them. And plus, each week I like talking about Italy, so kind of selfishly cheering for Italy a little bit, behind the scenes.
Yeah, we all are.
Here we go, buddy. It's rapid banter. Let's do it. Zamboni drivers make $38,500 a year. Yes or no?
Is there benefits?
Don't know. PGA caddies make $1,000 a week. What other jobs could you make doing at $1,000 a week?
Uber Eats, high volume.
High volume. New study shows that Toronto ranks as one of the top sports cities in the world. Thoughts?
Shocked they cracked the top 5.
Game 3 of the Montreal Canadiens versus Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup Final. Ticket prices are as high as $30,000. Go or no, or we and no.
It's sad that you have to pay more for a ticket than those that are allowed in the stadium.
By the way, yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier.
They want the exemption. They want to up the ante.
Hey, Quebec.
I was thinking about it. Montreal.
Yeah.
Canada's not going to do it, okay? Especially when your prime minister, when our prime minister is from Quebec and won't grant you the leeway. Hey, guys, put it on the payroll. Fly your fans down to Tampa Bay. Go play in Florida. They hate Tampa Bay. They'll let you in. They'll turn the Panther into a Red Sea, no problem.
That's a great.
That's all, Mitch. Pay for your fans to go there.
I like this idea.
That's all I'm
like
saying.
it.
That's all I'm saying.
You know what? Hey, Montreal, city of Montreal. Let the fans. If you guys let the fans in, you might have a chance. You don't. This is over in 4.
Loopholes.
16-year-old Vivian Yu, youngest person to graduate from the University of Toronto, Faculty of Arts and Science. Impressive or not impressive? I mean, it is a Faculty of Arts degree.
Arts is subjective, so I'm impressed. I'm impressed. That's all.
Sharon Tendler married a dolphin a few years ago. It was love at first sight, she said. He died. She refuses to find another partner. What advice do you give her?
Professional help. Just seek professional help.
The Nuge got a new 8-year, $41 million contract. No move clause. Good signing or bad signing?
Bad signing. Too late.
It's no longer illegal to challenge someone to a duel in Canada. Who do you challenge in your first duel? Now, hold on. Watch this. First ever. I wrote down your answer. I want to see how right I am. So here's the question again. Are you ready? It's no longer illegal to challenge someone to a duel in Canada. Who do you challenge as your first challenge?
Outside of you?
Yeah, outside of me. Yeah.
It's got to be Johnny Hockey.
Damn it. I wrote Trudeau.
Oh, you know what? You should. Yeah, maybe that's true, but we talked about Johnny Hockey. I called him the bike racks.
Fair enough. I figured
I gotta go duel.
I lured you towards the Johnny Hockey. I shouldn't have lured you.
Honor.
Ringo Starr, Beatles legend, drops a suit against sex toy manufacturer Ringo. Should he have fought harder?
I thought all you need was love.
That's a good one. Dentists have come up with a device that locks your jaw, literally for obese people. Too much, or where's the key?
I'm not anti-dentite, so I will pass.
Last one. Bill Cosby released from jail. Pudding or Jello? What?
Pass.
I see.
I don't want it.
What? No.
I don't want it, Mitch.
I see what you're saying.
I don't want any part of that one.
The answer? Pudding. Let me tell you a little something about pudding.
You see,
it's fantastic. I love pudding. I mean, I got to be honest. It's my favorite dessert. So easy.
The
Yeah.
pudding's your favorite dessert?
I would say so.
I challenge you on that. Coach's challenge. No, it's not.
Okay. Well, okay, look, ice cream. I'm just saying.
I'm just
pudding's
saying,
so
don't
easy.
say it's your
Yeah.
favorite dessert if
Okay,
it's not. Just
I
be honest.
understand. Okay, well, I didn't really. All I'm saying is I enjoy pudding. That's
No,
all I'm
you
saying.
said it was
I
your
enjoy the
favorite
pudding.
dessert, and I
No, I
just-
did. But like in all honesty, okay, quick thing.
You
The
lied.
Jello. Who likes Jello? Like honestly speaking, why?
I find
It's a
it.
Jello shot. Okay.
Yeah,
Jello.
no. Even then, Mitch, too much work for a shot for me.
I agree, but you know what? I hate to admit this. Years ago, went to a party, had Jello shots. I'm like, I'll have 10 of these, no problem. Dude, I think I got like completely obliterated off the Jello shot. It's a good shot. The Jello
It's a
shot.
good
Yes,
shot.
it's a lot of work, but it's a good shot. I like the Jello shot. Nice. Now, at the beginning of this podcast, by the way, you guys thought we couldn't go an hour and 30. I will fight you on that.
What are we at? What are we
No,
at?
we're at an hour and a couple of minutes. Hour and a couple. Of
Oh,
minutes.
okay.
But I
okay.
feel
Let's
like
wrap it
this
up, Mitch.
subject
Let's
matter.
wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it
Give
up.
the
but I don't
roster
think
a
we will.
break.
Hold on. It's Maga Malaka time. All right, it's Maga Malaka time. I said to you at the very beginning of this whole Jamie thing. It confuses me. Your boyfriend's name is Jamie. Your girlfriend's name is Jamie. Your dad's name Jamie. Too many Jamies in the relationship.
Right.
Too many names. So I said to myself, hey, it's that time of year again. It's poor names. Here we go. Round number 2. Here we go, buddy.
What
Maga
volume is
Malaka.
this, Mitch?
This is volume 3. Volume 3. There are some repeats, but I'm going to try to avoid them. I got quite a few names here found. By the way, a lot
Give
of
me my
creative
favorite.
people
Just
out
give
there.
me my-
Yeah. Here we go. Let's start with this one. It's gingivitis. Gingivitis. Maga or Malaka?
No, Malaka. It's too much down. There's nothing good that comes out of gingivitis. So
Nothing.
I can't see anything orally coming good out of gingivitis.
Yep. Very good. Very good. Here's one for you. I mean, Greeks love them all the way around. Not Tom Hanks, Tom Wanks. Maga or Malaka?
I can get behind that.
Yeah, I like Tom Wanks too. I really, really think he's got
As
a
a
good
Greek,
career.
I can get behind that name.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. Now, a couple years ago, it was Fanny Mac. Well, guess what? It's Fanny Deep. Maga or Malaka?
No, you're reaching. Not
Reaching.
Malaka. Don't like it.
You know what? I haven't seen this guy, but I'm sure he's great. It's Johnny Cutesack. Maga or Malaka?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Method
Maga.
actor.
Method.
Maga.
Here's one, but I don't think it would work in your industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Anita Softwood. Anita Softwood, Maga or Malaka?
No, I gotta go Malaka because I don't think you do.
Well, two reasons. Softwood makes no sense. Hardwood, more people are knowing what the hardwood, right? You know what I mean? They just get it.
It lasts longer.
Makes more sense.
It's the dogs
great.
don't scratch. You know,
That's right.
you get a softwood in the house.
Got a good varnish.
It's
on
a
there.
maintenance
Got a good varnish.
nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Here's one for you. Maga or Malaka, Lucy Lips. Maga or Malaka?
You know what? I like that. Maga. I'm gonna go. It's
Easy, right to the point. You know,
it's a
Lucy
good
Lips.
cross promotion.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Not sure if we had this one before, but if we did, I apologize. But I think this is kind of funny. Throbbing Hood, Maga or Malaka? Did we have that one before? I can't
That's
remember.
Maga. That's it's not even
Steals
a real
from the
name.
rich and gives
Like,
to the
that's-
poor.
I
That's
mean,
right.
that's got to be a movie title, not a name, Mitch.
Well, it's a name, I'm telling you. Well, here's one. I mean, this guy, he looks like you don't want to mess with him too. I mean, this could be a wrestling name. Lance Thruster, Maga or Malaka?
No, I gotta go Malaka. I gotta go
Yeah,
Malaka.
it's a little cheese. Now,
it is
his
cheesy.
name- Can I be honest with you? He could be on F9, Fast and Furious 9. Lance Thruster.
Lance
Like Vin
Thruster.
Diesel, and by the way, we're gonna talk about this at the end. You know, like Vin Diesel, like Lance, get over here,
Yeah.
Lance. Like you just, I can
Needs
see it
Lance
happening.
Thruster. Special ops.
Well, here's one. Luke Thigh Walker, your favorite, guaranteed.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Maga for sure.
Maga for sure for you. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Couple more.
But I would
Let's
say
take a look.
that for, if you're
Yeah.
going to name yourself Luke Skywalker, you shouldn't pride yourself on using the Force in that
Yeah.
industry.
Good. Agreed. Now, here's the second last one. And now I'm going to say this to you. I just thought of this right now. Can we did the top 64 before. Do we not do the top 64 for this?
We have to, Mitch. This is the
Like, there's no
64
way
list.
around it. We have to
There's
do
no
it.
way around it.
Best porn names of all time. Okay, here's the one. This one, you know what? It's simple, it's easy, and it makes all the sense in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Woody Johnson, Maga or Malaka.
Now that one's brilliant because it's two slang words that comes into a name that's like a real name. You get my vote. Hey, thank creative, whoever's doing it for you. Woody Johnson, Maga.
Maga. Last one. It makes all the sense in the world. It could be in the finals against Woody Johnson. Gets right to the point. It's you, buck naked. Buddy, this one is like the most obvious. How is this guy not the legend? How is this guy not the legend?
I like it, but I don't love it.
You don't love
Buck
it.
naked.
I love it.
It's
buck naked.
Ah.
You know how I am on names. I'd rather be friends with a guy named Buck than a guy named Woody. You know what I'm saying?
No, well, maybe. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right. You know what? That was the last one, but I've said this one last time, but I'm still a big fan. This one, I think, is the dark horse when it comes to the top 64. It's Bill Clinton. I don't know why. I think it's the funniest one. I think it's so wicked. It's so wicked. Bill Clinton. It's gotta be. It's gotta be this guy.
Oh, Mitch, that's too good, man.
Yeah, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen.
Holy smokes.
Episode 172. We had to go back to the vault. We had to go to volume number 3, whatever this was with porn names. Great episode. I had a lot of fun. Dimitri, tell everyone to find us. And buddy, we're only a couple of weeks away before the end of the season.
I know the season's wrapping up, right? As soon as, really as soon as NBA is done, then we're done for the summertime too. So roster, I mean, don't forget about us. How do you find us? It's very easy. I told you before, I'll tell you again, at RLRT Podcast. That's our handle on Instagram and Twitter. If you're on Facebook, just search Real Locker Room Talk. You get to the discussion page and you get to the main page. RLRT TV is the YouTube channel. Please roster, subscribe, tell a friend to subscribe, really help us out. We want to make something big about it. We've told you. I mean, and really it's not for us, it's for Amy. Do it for Amy. Mm-hmm. She needs to be employed. It's for her, not us. Right. But look,
not the one you're thinking of.
No.
Yeah,
if there's anything wrong with that.
But a lot of people get confused.
They'll get confused. But Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, Real Locker Room Talk, episode 172, another great one. But we got to shove it in the locker because today of all days with this heat wave, look, we're recording. We start at 9:30 p.m. our time, Mountain Time, but we really got to hit the showers. Mitch, I'm dying over here. My shirt's sticking on me, man. You're in the basement. I'm on the main level. I'm going crazy.
You're going crazy. Hey,
I'm
like
schwitzing.
You're schwitzing.
I might as well have one of those names. I feel like I just did a scene.
You got to go do's a little bit. Go take a little do's. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing. 2 things I want to talk about real quick before we sign off here. In Greece, buddy, is this not Greece weather? Like we have all been itching. We're all like, oh, we got to get to Greece. This is Greek weather. This is literally waking up. This is where you take the shower. You come out of the shower. I don't know. Was it? You get out of the shower and you're sweating exactly like you do when you're over in the motherland. You're like, whoa, what was that? That wasn't even worth it because now I'm all stinky again.
So, you know what I mean? You know how you realize a place is hot? And I realize because there's certain smells, right? There's certain smells in Greece or, countries that you go to. But what I realized is Greece is so hot that you get the smell from the wood and the cement and you get that really hot summery smell. Well, we're getting that here now. But I will say we're so starved for sun and good weather that if I hear anyone complaining, I just can't be friends with you because we'll pay thousands of dollars. I said that, I was saying to Tamara today, I go, it's funny. You and I, now we're a family of 4, right? So let's just say that Let's just fast track that Alessia is over 2 years old. So we have to actually buy a pretty much full on ticket for her. Okay. I go, so let's get it straight. It's going to cost us just for tickets a solid $6,000.
Right.
Just to get the Greece. And we'll pay that because, Greece is Greece. We love it, right? And one of the things we love is the weather. We know we're going to nice weather, hot. We're okay with, and that's the thing. We've all spent time in the villages where there's no air condition and we don't care. And we muscle through it. But here it's like, we got a week. I need an air condition. I can't live over here. It's too hot. I can't go do anything. So I'm like, we just saved 6 G's. The only thing we're missing is the ocean, but hey.
Yeah, it's okay. That's what the little pool's in the back for.
We got the pool in the river.
Get the pool in the river. That's it. Done. Crazy. Real quick, before we sign off, I got to talk about this. So I saw the episode the other day, or not an episode. I saw a trailer for the Fast and the Furious 9, right? Yeah. You got Vin Diesel and John Cena's in this one, right?
I heard it's shit.
Okay. Yeah, no shit. Now, here's the thing with it. I'm watching the trailer. You got Vin Diesel trying to go over a cliff, and he's like, but on purpose, he basically hits a pole so that the metal wire catches onto the car and go. I see him fighting with John Cena on a balcony, and they fall on top of a truck. Let me ask you a question. In Fast and Furious 1, wasn't Vin Diesel a mechanic? And they were doing odd jobs where they're stealing trailers and trucks and stuff. When the hell did they become special agents and they're working for the CIA? When did this all become this? And then John Cena's his brother? Wait a minute. How did he be his brother? Where is this all happening? My question is
9 episodes nonetheless. I thought we seen it all.
I thought we saw it all. And you know what? I feel like now they think we're stupid is really what I'm getting at. I like little movies where they don't make me think. I could just watch it and be entertained. But this is getting a little silly, isn't it? This is getting a little stupid.
I got to tell you, I really liked the first Fast and Furious. That was a really amazing movie when it came out, Mitch. It came out, it was kind of new, it was kind of neat. Roster, for those that are our age will understand. For the younger roster, you got to understand, in the 90s when it came out and supercars and souping up cars was a really big thing. Maybe it still is now. I don't know. But it was a big movie for us, Mitch, but it was just a good movie. Right. And then they just got cheesier and cheesier and cheesier. And I lost interest. Then when The Rock came, you're kind of like, okay, you got Statham, you got The Rock, you got the Diesel. They're making it work.
They went this way. They took that and went this way. That's just fine as a spin-off.
Which is fine. It was.
I just don't understand how Vin Diesel and his crew all became
too much.
CIA agents. They're all guys that can they all know karate.
Yeah.
They all know how to fight guys. They all seem to win against super villains all the time. Just curious how this all came to be.
I don't know.
Was there?
I would argue experience
in the off season.
They've done 9 movies, Mitch. So there is experience.
True. That's a good point.
There is experience to be said.
I just don't know what to say anymore.
The first Fast and Furious, the first couple ones, all they were people with really fast cars that would drive up on someone and use their nitrous and maybe steer them off the road. And then it turned into driving a car off a mountain, shooting harpoons off the car, hooking it up to a helicopter and doing a 180 and landing back. And then this is just dumb, man. This is beyond James Bond. If James Bond can't do it, there's no way in hell that John Cena and Vin Diesel are doing it. I don't care.
Yeah. No, you're right. I just wanted to say my opinion. Now, going real quick, as I look down at my list again at the porn list, I think to make this fair, top 64 in every single section, we start with a man-woman situation. You know what I mean? Or you can go all men on one side, all women on the other. But I feel like maybe we do man versus, woman name versus man name. We go all the way down. And then in the final should be woman, man, whatever. It is what it is. But
no,
I feel like maybe that might be the easiest
I think we do the guys versus the girls. And then we do the champion of champions.
The champion of champions.
Yeah, because you got to compare apples to apples, right?
Well, yeah, but one side can be 32 men and the other side can be 32
Yeah,
girls.
that's what okay, yeah.
Okay,
and you just get to
Yeah, we could do that.
Man versus woman.
But there's some like the you know what, we'll look at this. We'll look at and we do it out of a bowl.
Let's
like
get a
we did the
focus
other
group.
one. We got a focus group. Call the guys. I feel like we should be watching all their work. Start from there, and then we go.
Just watch the work. Yeah.
Right now I have 29 names, so we're halfway there.
What was my favorite? You didn't. I thought you were gonna like resurface. What was my favorite from like volume 1 or 2? Which is I forget now.
Well, let's see. I got Clint Orris.
No,
She's
no,
here,
no,
or-
no.
no,
I gotta
that's
go
a guy.
back. It was the one that made me
Bend
laugh.
over. Bend over.
No, 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 no.
Hold on.
It was
Cherry
in our old.
Poppins. Cherry
What's-
Poppins. Cherry Poppins.
No.
No. Hold on.
Oh wait, was it movie titles? Oh, I think the one that got.
Michelle J. Cox. No,
No, but that's a good
no.
one.
that's a good one too.
In family, really ties.
Oh, Vangelina Jolie. Right here.
No, Mitch, I think it was the. Did we do a movie titles?
Yeah, we did that, and we did. Oh, Rocky Balboner.
No.
Are you sure?
No, it was in one of the older episodes.
Well, how do you think I have that list in front of me? I don't have.
That's
that
what
one.
you
We'd
just
have to
said
go
you
back.
did. That's twice you've
No,
lied
no.
to me now.
No, I all I said is this is volume 3. All I'm trying to say is I thought there was a lot of like, dude, I went to the internet. But I saw some names we've used before. You know what I
So
mean?
when you went to the internet to look for these names, did you peruse? I mean,
All right, guys, we gotta sign off real quick. It's been great. Have a wonderful week. Stay cool. You guys be well.
stay in the show.